Okay, so we're finally here at a spot where we can finish up this experiment. I put the fixture back in the lathe. I just kind of dialed it in. That's not what's important. What I found is what I feel to be important. When I had the fixture in the lathe for another experiment, we put a piece of stock in here, turned it out, threaded it, faced it, screwed barrels in, and we were checking the indexing methods back here with barrel run out at the end. During that time, I found something that solved one of the problems I've been fighting with. Harold Vaughn, in his book Rifle Accuracy Facts, talks about finding problems, finding discrepancies by using the old engineer's trick of exacerbating the problem, which means making the problem bigger, irritating it a little more, making it easier to see. So one of the things I've been obsessive about for a long time is barrel movement under pressure. These barrels shake around like crazy. A conventionally shouldered barrel, this is, let's check it here. You can't read it because I wasn't planning on doing this. This is what I would call a 120 shank. There we go. Inch 196. Doesn't matter. This is a 1.2 shank. So not maybe my perfect ideal lockup, but this is a 6 ppc, chambered between centers, chambered conventionally. What I want you to look at is, what I'm doing here is I'm tightening these in by hand. Now, with it tightened in by hand, I tightened this first one in just to save time. I put pretty good pressure down. Maybe it'll be easier if I set this to 0 for some people. There's kind of a 0, okay? I go down, I'm a 1,000th that side of 0. This is a coarse indicator. This is a 1,000th indicator. But for what we're doing, this is important. So I managed to push it down, and it bounces back by resetting itself on the shoulder to within 1,000th of the 0 that I had. Now I come up, and I can deflect it quite a ways, and I can get it clear on the other side. So I got at least 1,5 thou here. Let's call it 2 thou of deflection. And now if I, obviously the tighter I go, the better it'll center up. There, I shook that in again. Set it to 0 for people. Now this is just a random barrel out of the pile. That's coming back to 0 when I go this way. Maybe I got it a little tighter that time. Maybe I got a little better seat. Maybe I got the shoulder a little cleaner. I don't know. But my point is, hand tight, that's rational. When I suck this thing down with a wrench, when I tighten it up, it can do nothing but get better. Lock right up, stay there forever. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean the threads out a little bit here, and I'm just going to, while you watch, screw in a few barrels. We're going to check a few things. I haven't gone through and done any of this because I don't want to. I don't have time. So what you see is pretty much what I'm going to see. What I'm doing is confirming something that happened the other day. All these barrels have some grease, so I might lube a few, I might not. I'll probably clean the shoulders. So, turn around. Grab another. So here's an old barrel that was done years ago. Never been in this fit. Well, maybe. Looks like I should speed the fixture up. Well, it seemed to butt up there nice and tight. Okay, back up, coming this way. No real attempt was made to true this up. It would have been way too much work for nothing. So what we're doing here is we are testing. That's why I have it so slow, so I'm really wasting time. So I can get it tight. See how this guy goes. I'm not going to keep resetting to 0. You see the idea. Wow, this must be a little bigger shank. It's a setting back to It's still got a thou. That's pretty good though. For setback, for coming back, for inch 2.3. So this is a full taper. So I don't know what kind of a blank. Well, this is a custom-made barrel by a local gun maker. Makes his own barrels, so I have no idea. But an inch 2.3 shank, and that actually obviously butted up really nice. I think I'm going to stop right here with that. Take my word for it. You guys can try this, but I don't want to waste a lot of time. A conventionally shouldered gun, a conventionally butted, conventionally shouldered inch 2. I did this back when I did my last video series, and maybe one of these days I can try to get that up. I have to wipe out the soundtrack because I have music playing and I didn't know it was before I had a YouTube channel. So now I've got a channel, and I found out I can't post my really cool test, the one that I found this at. I did a whole bunch of barrels, and generally speaking, the inch 2.5 showed a thou or less, down to the inch 2s, which showed up to 2 thou. This just pretty much confirmed what I found before, and I don't want to waste endless time in trying to prove something. This isn't about proving. This is about us together thinking about things, exploring things. Now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to show a nutted barrel. A barrel that's affixed with a barrel nut. This is just a unturned universal grade, a nut that's not even finished for anything yet. It's just one of the ones that I spin out. I make inch 350 barrel nuts. Hopefully I set that fixture in a spot that catches everything. Okay, now we're going to go in. You can see the nut going down. We're not stopping the thread short or anything. If anything, I went deeper. If anything, I went deeper in than the other one. Now we're going to come up here. We can hand tighten. Surprisingly enough, it hand tightens pretty good. Roll this back to get a good clean read. Now that's a big broad barrel nut. Look at that, I'm getting about the same thing. Getting about 1,000th on that one. See, that's surprising because the other testing that I did showed a lot more than that. Maybe I need to, well, we're exploring. Maybe I need to go get one of the barrel nuts that I used on the other test, which was a smaller conventional. Let's do this. Let me just grab one of the nutted barrels that I showed it with a standard, because this is a big, meaty, this is where I was going with bigger shoulders to see if I could get this nuts to lock up. Okay, so we've put that away. That showed really well. That didn't show any what I was calling coaxial movement. Need to get to the bottom of that. So we're going to try some more and see if we find one that exhibits coaxial movement. Okay, I'm going to shut this down for a minute while I go get the... I just remembered it's cold out here in the shop, and I took that box of barrels in. I've got a bunch of my loose ones out here, but those are some of my match barrels. Let me go get the case with my Nuvo in it and its nutted barrels, and we'll check some of them.